What's up, guys? We're back with the patch details now. I just wanted to try something different. Something different from what I've been posting on the channel. I wanted to post some videos on Marvel Future Fight. It's a game that I've been playing for a while now. Uh, well, yeah, we're back, like I said, with the patch details here for Silver Surfer Shalla-bal. That's obviously inspired by the Fantastic Four movie that just came out. I still haven't seen the movie yet. I'll probably see it at the beginning of the month of August. We also have the summer uniforms coming here for Emma Frost and Groot. Yeah, it's been a while since Emma Frost has gotten a uniform. She has been in need desperately of a uniform. Groot got one for Guardians 3. It made him playable. But his buffs were restricted because they were two Guardians of the Galaxy characters. And unfortunately, the only Guardians characters that were kind of even decent were Star Lord and Gamora. So yeah, and Star Lord's fallen out of it, but Gamora's still usable, but it was very restricted here. So let's see what the changes they've made. Honestly, and shockingly, I didn't expect that, but Silver Surfer Shalla-bal is coming in here with not just tier 3 off the jump, but tier 4 as well. That is quite surprising. I didn't expect them to take us straight to tier 4. So we're getting three tier 4s in this second mid-month in this mid-month story update. Uh, so let's just get into the characters and the buffs and the skills that they get. Shalabal's coming in as a supervillain off rip. A supervillain off rip, alien female universal. Like, that's expected. The supervillain part is what's kind of surprising me, I guess. They went with what we were seeing straight up from the film. I guess the supervillain aspect. That's fine. One thing that's turning me off again a little bit from just as soon as I scroll down a bit is the acquisition method. There is no way to acquire this character besides spending crystals. She's a crystal war character, flat out. Now, she's similar to the characters like Emma Frost, Iceman, Silver Surfer, original Silver Surfer. You could get him from Galactus. I don't know if you could still get him from Galactus because I got him a while ago, but you could get him originally from Galactus. Olden characters like that, you could get them from stuff like Story Mode initially when they first popped up before they became Crystal War. She's just Crystal War off the jump. Cases like Adam Warlock and the rest of them. Now, she costs 6,600 crystals, and I'm not even sure what level of how you're. Okay, you're getting a tier 2, 3 star Silver Surfer Shalla-bal, it seems, for 6,600 crystals. But for the for the length of this update, a little bit of this update from 29th of July, I guess, to 12th of August, you can get her at a discounted price of 5,200 crystals. To me, that's still overpriced. That's still quite overpriced. I don't know what the devs are thinking sometimes, honestly. I don't know why they couldn't just use this as a means to either buff the Galactus GBR or just put her back in there so you can get her temporarily from there, the same way you do with the original Silver Surfer. No, rad. I don't know why. Let's just get into the skills, man, because I'm already getting a little bit disappointed by that. So the only thing we could really measure her skills against would be Silver Surfer's or OG skills, but that wouldn't make sense because he's such an older character compared to her. Unless we measure her with his current skills from his King in Black uniform, I guess. But I don't know if I want to do. Let's just go off her skills on her own merit, essentially. So, she has decreased debuff duration as her leadership. It's not debuff removal. There's a difference here. It's not debuff removal. Sorry about that. It's not debuff removal. It's just decreased debuff duration. I don't know how to respond to that. Her tier 2 passive is reflect. Okay, that's expected because Silver Surfer has reflect as well. I might end up comparing her reflect to Silver Surfer to see just how much well they stack up against each other. She reflects 30% of all damage received up to 30% of max attack. She has increased skill damage by 35% and bonus damage by 35%. And then she decreases all the damage she receives by 40%. That seems pretty decent. Her regular passive, that's her 4 star passive essentially. When debuff, she then removes all debuff and applies to all her allies. Okay, so it's not a leadership, it's just a flat debuff similar to Wasp essentially. To me, okay, this makes her more useful because with this, you can put her at the front. You don't even have to put her at the front if you don't want to in your team battle arena teams. You don't need to put her at the front because her passive will still apply because it's her 4 star passive and not her leadership. So yeah, that's good in my opinion. She removes all debuffs for 12 seconds, so it's the good version. Then her one skill that just board slash, yeah, that's the one skill nobody expects. Okay, she has paralysis here, so that could be good for ABX and ABL. That could be good for those two stages. And the second skill. On the third skill, she has incapacitation and paralysis again. But the thing is, I don't really think she's gonna be a PVE character. I think she's gonna be a PvP character. She also has 20%. She recovers 20% of her HP. She has 100% chance to grant all immunity, all damage immunity, and she has buffs to her attack, defense, and speed. Okay, that's a classic third skill. I'm not seeing any. Okay, I've seen it already. It's not on the third skill. Her fourth skill, she has burn again. That's also good for ABX ABL, but again, I don't still think she's gonna be that type of character. I think she's PvP. She has accumulation here on her fourth skill as well. It's accumulation based on attack when she's attacking. Sorry, not when she takes damage. Uh, then she has on her fifth skill, that's where her ignore targeting effect is, her iframe ignore. Now, the only issue I have with this is the cooldown is 15 seconds, so that means it's every 7 seconds. Uh, she's not gonna be like no who can just spam his iframe ignore and Century who can spam the iframe ignore regularly because the iframe ignore is on like 2 to 3 seconds cooldown. No, her iframe ignore seems like it's in the same vein of Silver Surfer himself. It comes off cooldown after a little bit, it seems. She has stun there. She removes active buff, sorry, incapacitation, and she has 100% chance to penetrate or everything essentially. She has invincibility and another buff to her attack, defense, and speed and crit rate as well. So she doesn't have guaranteed crit rate. That already tells me she's not a rage character. Obviously, like I said, she's not a PVE character. She's a PvP character. Yeah. So that's Shalla-bal, I guess. Then let's go into the Groot and Emma uniforms. These are summer uniforms, obviously, so they're on sale temporarily. And after this period, you won't be able to get them again till next year, summer. But with the seasonal tickets that they dropped, you can get the uniforms whenever you want later on. But those seasonal tickets are heavily overpriced. I feel they will drop more packs for those seasonal tickets now, so that it will put you into motivate people to want to get these uniforms. But I don't think it's worth it, honestly. I feel it's better if you just buy the uniforms when they're available for you, if they're still meta. Uh, yeah. So Emma's uniform, it's not too different from the old uniform. I do like the uniform though, and I like the hat. So we'll compare her new buffs to the ones she had before, I guess. She still has the 20% increase of energy attack. That's always been there. Uh, the super armor increase all basic defenses. That was not on her old uniform, but the immunity to incapacitation as well wasn't also there. It wasn't also there too. So I think those are two new things that were added to her uniform effector. Let's do a move from somewhere else, but we'll find out as we go. Let's scroll further down. That tier 2 passive was, yeah, it was always the same thing. 60% chance to penetrate everything, along with the 100% chance to become immune to mind damage and increase mind damage by 50%. It's always been that. It's not changed at all. It's not changing at all. Her 4-star passive, mind cloaking. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. But the skill damage has been increased by 5%, went up from 20% to 25%. And the bonus damage went up from 10% to 20%. Okay. The max HP is still staying the same, 40% increase. So let's see how one skill, the effects that she has now. The same, okay. It's not the mind damage and all has changed, the additional damage, but it's still the same plain skills. Yeah, it's pretty much okay. She lost the 100% chance she had to grant all damage immunity on her 2 skill before. She's lost that now, but she might have it elsewhere. Then her third skill always had her ignore iframe, and it still has that. Now her third skill has charm. It didn't have charm before. It didn't have charm before. Uh, they gave her incapacitation as well, I think. Yeah, on the third skill. And the HP that she recovers wasn't always there. Yeah, it wasn't always there. They just added that in. The accumulation, she always had accumulation on her third skill. It's not as high as this, but she always had accumulation on her third skill. Let's go down to the fourth skill. Sorry, I keep tapping the. Okay, yeah. The fourth skill, her fourth skill. Yeah, her first skill had paralysis the last time. It still has the paralysis. It still has the decrease all defenses by 7% that stacks up to 35 and ignores immunity. Yeah, that's the same. She had invincibility on her fourth skill before. She's lost it now. She had invincibility before. She doesn't have that anymore. So that's a little bit less of defense for her, I guess. Unless that's a straight up iframe. Uh, she has mind control now on that skill though, so that will help in PVE. She on her fifth skill. Let's see now her fifth skill. She's always had the snare on her fifth skill. She had silence on the fifth skill before. She does not have that anymore. She also had charm on her fifth skill. She doesn't have it. So yeah, the charm was moved to her fourth skill, I think, or was completely removed. Yeah, I think the charm was completely removed. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the charm was completely removed from her kit. Okay. It was moved up to her third skill. Sorry, I keep confusing myself. The charm was moved up to her third skill. She had silence on her fifth skill. She does not have that anymore. The snare was always there, but the snare has been increased from 1 second to 3 seconds. Then yeah, she has a buff now to her all attack and all. Yeah, she had that here. She also has immunity to all damage here. She didn't have immunity to all damage before on the fifth skill, so that's a little bit more protection for her. Yeah, yeah. Then let's get into Groot's new uniform. Groot's uniform effect, it stays the same. It's relatively the same, except for the skill damage and the bonus damage. They've both gotten a 5% increase. The skill damage is 35 as well as the bonus damage is 35. Now it's been increased to 40-40. So his tier 2 passive, Bloom, has been changed, and thank God. Because before, that's what only applied to the Guardians of the Galaxy that I said was very limited, but now it's to all alien allies. And this alone, in my opinion, is enough for me to buy this uniform and probably tier 4 Groot just so that I can keep partnering him with Thor, because I feel that's what my team will end up being. Groot, Thor, and um I normally put Storm. Well, I wanted to, but until Storm became meta. So now it's probably gonna be Groot, Thor, and Beta Ray Bill with his new uniform. So that's double support for Thor right there. And if Groot's strong enough, maybe he could also help finish the stage if Thor dies. But I know Beta Ray Bill can help finish if Thor dies. So yeah, that the just off that, the tier 2 passive got a really good buff there. But not just that, it also now applies to alien allies as well. That 20% recovery of HP. So this is a big buff for Groot. This is a big buff for Groot in terms of support ability. It's made Groot very useful for support now. So yeah, we'll go down to his 4-star passive. It was revived with 60% of max HP. It's the exact same thing. It didn't change at all. Then his one skill, yeah, the 1 and 2 skill, there's not really anything there to write home about. The 2 skill does get a lot though, let's be honest. The 2 skill before only had stun. Now it has stun, silence, and paralysis. So Groot might actually be meta or a meta support for ABX and ABL now. He might actually be a meta support now for ABX and ABL. So yeah, that's important now. His third skill gives him paralysis. He didn't have paralysis before. He had snare, but now he has paralysis and he has accumulation. He already had accumulation before, so he just has he kept the accumulation. On his first skill, he has uh defense down. He always had defense down, but it got increased on it's increased past what it was before. And he has a heal now. He has a heal now. He didn't have a heal on his first skill before. Uh and he buffs his attack and defense and speed, I guess, and crit rate too. On his fifth skill, he has paralysis. So yeah, he has just about all the buffs required for AVX and ABL, honestly. So yeah, he will be a major support for there, I think. Uh yeah, yeah. And he has invincibility on the fifth skill and a damage proc on his fifth skill for one attack. So you're probably gonna want to go 5 into 4, I'm assuming. Yeah, it's probably gonna be 5 into 4, maybe. Then let's see Shalla-bal's. I don't know if Groot's tier 3 skill got changed. I might have to check. I don't know if it got changed. I don't. That doesn't. We'll find out when the update lands, I guess. So that's for Shalla-bal. Let's go into Shalla-bal's tier 3 and tier 4 skills. So a tier 3 skill Applies panic. Okay, okay, applies panic. That's that new effect, I guess. And increases her basic damage received by 30%. So then she ignores all targets, dodge rate 100%, 80% chance to penetrate, invincibility increases all attacks by 60. And it's called Cosmic Black Hole. Sorry guys, I'm a little tired. Okay, yeah, so this is what we saw in the sneak peek, I guess. Her creating the black hole. That looks pretty cool. And it's ironic when you think about it that Silver Surfer's, that's Noran Rad, his tier 3 skill is Birth of a Star, while hers is a black hole. So yeah, yeah. Um Again, I still want Galactus in the game. I don't know what Galactus' tier 3 skill would be. Maybe summoning all his heralds, maybe? I don't know. I thought we'd be getting Galactus here or heralds, something like that. Seems not though. Then she gets a tier 4 enhancement. And her tier 4 skill is basically recovering HP. Okay, that might fill up her HP bar completely because yeah, it'll give her, it'll basically fill up her HP bar. If it's recovery of HP for every second for 7 seconds, yeah, it'll increase her HP back up to full. And then she also gets increased basic damage by 70% that decreases every 10%. Sorry, by 10% every 1 second. Okay. It's a pretty basic tier 4 skill, except for the HP, I guess. Emma and Groot also receive tier 4 skills, obviously. Emma gets increased basic damage to targets with higher max HP than the character by 70%, and then decreased damage taken for targets with lower max HP by the character by 35%. So this seems like an ABX and ABL skill because the Frost Beast and Surtur always have insanely amounts of damage. Like, well, it will also work in World Boss, honestly. Emma might, actually, now that I think about it, Emma might be a PvE character. She might not be a PvP. She might have PvP usability, but I think, or viability, but I think she will be a PvE character because this tier 4 skill will work on just about any boss that you face in PvE because usually on regularly the bosses always have higher HP than you. It's very rare. I don't think we have any bosses that have lower HP than you in the game. No, I think all of them usually have high HP. So her tier 4 skill is going to be very useful for PvE, honestly. Let's go on to Groot. Groot's tier 4 skill increases its size by 30% and all basic attack by 10% and all basic defense by 60%. Then recovers 12% of HP for 10 seconds, it seems. Okay, it's another decent skill, I guess. It's another decent skill for the character. So her artifact, yeah, and I didn't mention it before, but she didn't have revive, so I thought she was just gonna be. That's how they were gonna differentiate her from Norrin, but she has revive and it's on her artifact. So, in my opinion, now this character is almost inaccessible day one to free to plays, honestly, because if you're free to play, you probably don't have 5,280 crystals just lying around. And even if you do, and you can get her day one, you probably don't, but so you probably have to save and then get her even at 6-6 later on. But let's say you do, and you do get her day one, then you still have to grind and struggle and hope you get her artifact from somewhere. Because her artifact revives her with 80% of her max HP at 6 stars. So her artifact is what basically will make her playable in PvP. Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that, man. I don't know how to respond to that. She's I'm not gonna say she's paywall. She's not actually paywall. Let's be honest. She's crystal wall. She's heavily crystal wall and luck based essentially because you could use your essence gambling and get her immediately. You could get that lucky, honestly. You could get a 5 star or 6 star with essence gambling, and you could also use essence gambling and go months without getting her. Let's be honest. So, but if the event comes around where you can get a artifact selector, you could also get a 4 star from this. So yeah, that's another option. A 4 star probably will revive her with like maybe 40 or 50% HP. I doubt it'll be anything as low as 20. I think it'll be like 40 or 50. Yeah, so the uniform collection is now out and it's completed. It was just Shalla-bal, I guess, that was waiting to complete it, but she's not actually a uniform, so she was the one waiting to complete it. And you'll get 100 godstones. Whatever. Then you have some game error fixes. The icon for Ironheart is gonna get fixed, I guess, so has been changed. I don't know about that. Let's see the comments, I guess. Uh, the likes to dislikes ratio is insane though. People are not liking what they're seeing there. Yeah, people are basically saying exactly what I thought here at the beginning. Crystal wall, full crystal pour support. Yeah, it's the update is basically that's the sad part now. The update is basically paywall, crystal paywall for everything except Emma because she's just straight paywall. Like Emma is a character who's regularly paywall, crystal paywall. But now you've made her uniform regular paywall, like you have to just spend cash to get it. So now she's just full paywall if you want her to actually be playable. Groot's a free to play character, but now you've made him crystal paywall and you've made it where the uniform is not discounted if you want to be able to use Groot at his max support level or his best support level. And then you have Shalla-bal, who's just straight up crystal paywall, and you have to pray that the MFF gods give you her from SS Gambling, or you get lucky with her artifact somewhere else, man. I don't know about this. I don't know about this mid-month, man. It does not seem like a good mid-month, in my opinion. It seems I'll get the Groot uniform as soon as it comes out. I'll get that as soon as it comes out. I'm gonna have to wait on the Shalla-bal. I might not get her until maybe if I see that she's actually very good for PvP and people are using her, then I'll just spend the cash and probably get the crystals to get her. But if not, I might just skip her till like Black Friday maybe. Emma, on the other hand, I might also do the same thing. I might also scare. No, Emma might get a discount, so I don't have her, so I might just buy her there. Then I might get the uniform. I might just have to get the uniform, honestly, just in case she's actually very good for something that I need her for, because you never know. Yeah, but that was those were the patch notes, I guess. I don't know what to say about this update, man. I don't know what to say about this update. Like the video if you like the video. Comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to stay updated with all my MFF videos. I'll try to post MFF videos more regularly, honestly. I also try to upload videos about characters. If I get Emma's uniform and I level her up very, I'll try to drop videos on her as well as Shalla-bal and Groot. I'll most definitely drop a video on Groot because I will be getting Groot's uniforms day one. So yeah, again, if you like the video, like the video. Um, Hit the notification bell, subscribe, obviously.